What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always, spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. Let's get into it. All right, so here we are on the anniversary of Kobe Bean Bryant's passing. Missed that guy a lot. Kobe was doing a lot of great things at the time of his passing in the sport of basketball and beyond. The work he was doing for the women's game was spectacular, but also things he was doing just off the court as a mentor, as a guide for people as far as how to achieve past sports and do way more. But what I really want to talk about most with Kobe, as we are here at the date of his passing, is I want to talk about and remember the player that he was, which was one of the all-time greats. Recently, there was a debate going on about just how great he is. Now, some people, especially that grew up watching Kobe, where Kobe Bryant was playing in his prime, doing what you would consider your generation, people would say, you know, he was the Michael Jordan of his time, which indeed, based on his game and the way he played, he definitely was. But also, there's these rankings, we always got to do it and pit players against other players, and we have that conversation of who's the greatest of all time, right? Who's the GOAT? And recently, people have been saying Kobe Bryant, like Allen Iverson came out saying, for him, his GOAT list is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, then everyone else. So he's got Kobe Bryant in his top 3 players all time. Stephen A. had a rebuttal to that on ESPN First Take, saying he didn't have Kobe as high as 3, didn't even have him in the top 5. And that caused a lot of controversy. Ex-players came to Kobe's defense. Everybody wanted to have something to say about how people just don't know basketball because all of a sudden people are disrespecting Kobe, especially if you put a guy like LeBron James over Kobe Bryant. Well, it's all opinion, and when it comes to these greats, we are always splitting hairs. My thing that I want to bring up, and I think we've forgotten because we only remember what's recent. And recently, Kobe Bryant has gotten a lot of praise, even more so maybe than he received during his days playing basketball. And I've started to hear more of him and Michael Jordan as far as number 1 and 2 all time. But truthfully, back when he was playing, and correct me if I'm wrong, people used to say he played like him. His game was similar. You couldn't deny that. He was a carbon copy almost, but not quite as good as Michael in many people's opinion, or really everybody. I have yet to hear many people, or if any people, come out and just say he was outright better of a basketball player than Michael Jordan. But even saying that he played like him and was very similar to him in his mannerisms and his game, people still, back when Kobe was alive, definitely when he was playing, upon his retirement, didn't have him in the top 2 or 3. You got to remember, we count in all positions in the sport of basketball when we having these discussions. And we can't separate divisions and then yet say somebody's the greatest of all time, because that would mean regardless of position. Even a guy like Shaquille O'Neal, I think he tries to separate it at times and have the centers in one category and everybody else in another. And I get it, because the center has been such a prominent role in the NBA. And some of those guys are the greatest to ever play the game. But the truth is, we got to consider all these players. And in my opinion, it's no knock to have Kobe outside the top 5. Me personally, he's top 10 easy. But would I say he's top 3? No. Let's just go with his era alone. Kobe Bryant in his prime, he was the second option to Shaquille O'Neal. He was a 1B, and he was great, maybe the second best player in the league at the time, but Shaq was the best player, no question about it. If you were to start a team and having guys in their prime of their careers, and you had Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and let's just go with those three to start a team, and you trying to win a championship, a lot of people, if not most, would take Shaq in his prime. I know I would. And that's no knock on Kobe. Now, the difference is, and why you can't just put him next to Michael just because he plays like him, because if you threw Michael in that conversation and you asked me Michael Jordan in his prime or Shaquille O'Neal in his prime, I'm taking Michael Jordan. See, positions do matter. And while we splitting hairs and all these guys are greats, we still have to acknowledge certain guys are just more dominant and some are more complete. And when you combine the two, some are just better players. And we can talk about skill and a guy's ability to shoot the ball from all phases, get his shot from everywhere on the court like Kobe, have counters, 2 counters, and, all the moves Kobe had. But when you look at a guy like Shaquille O'Neal, he didn't have all them moves, but did he need them? No. If I can get a bucket by just turning around and dunking on somebody, and he had more than just that, then that's what I'm going to do. Production has to matter at some point when it comes to scoring. Some people don't give LeBron his credit for being arguably the greatest scorer of all time or in that top 3 or 4, even though he has the total points to go with it. But they'll talk about his bag and what he don't have compared to like a Kobe Bryant, for instance. But LeBron James, production-wise, night in, night out for his career, has put in more production scoring-wise. And if a guy like LeBron James or Shaquille O'Neal, they just have to get to 1 or 2 or 3 moves max to get their bucket, and they can get a bucket more often than a guy who's got 10 to 15 moves, then give me the guy that only takes 3 moves that you can't stop. It is what it is, and there's more to the game than just scoring. You got passing, you got your rebound and defense. All these things factor in. And truthfully, when Kobe was playing, most people didn't have him in their top 3. I just truly don't remember that. Do y'all? Let me know what y'all think about this video. Where do y'all have Kobe ranked in your top all-time players? Is he truly top 3? Where would you put him? Would you take him over Shaquille O'Neal in his prime? Would you take him over Magic Johnson in his prime? Would you take him over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in their prime? And Michael Jordan, LeBron James. These are names that I think have a legitimate argument over Kobe Bryant. What do you think? All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. J Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. Let's talk about it. Y'all know where to find me. YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.